My guest today is Khalid Bagirov, the lawyer of human rights defender and member of public chamber Vidadi Isgandarov. After elections, Vidadi Isgandarov said that he will be arrested. Why has he been arrested? There are three reasons for Vidadi Isgandarov's arrest. First, in mass, he revealed violation of citizens by a number of officials. Thus, he turned into their enemies. Second, as you know, he was a candidate at Gürcay-Agdaş constituency during elections on November 7, 2010. And during elections, he revealed a lot of facts proving that the elections were fake. Therefore, charges were brought against him. And after elections, he already began political activities and became member of public chamber. And he made political and critical speeches at public chamber. All of those that I mentioned because his arrest and criminal case was launched against him. Which evidences that proved violation of citizens' rights had Vidadi Isgandarov submitted to the court? And what was the result? Does the court carry out investigations? The thing is that a criminal case against Vidadi Isgandarov began on the day of elections, and this proves that this is organized criminal case against him. He was charged with interfering with activities of election committee and insulting voters, but charge had not been brought him yet, and investigations were carried out. Vidadi Isgandarov collected a lot of facts. For example, in constituency number 4, he filmed members of election committees to throw election bulletins, and in constituency 6, he was charged with stealing election box. Besides, at constituency 16-17, he revealed that beforehand ticks were put on approximately 200 ballot papers. However, charges brought against violations by committee members were expelled. Have you submitted evidences regarding those violations to the court? Of course, there are a lot of evidences proving that during elections a number of violations were met. We repeatedly filed motions appropriately, and we are going to file a new motion. However, all of them are denied by the court. How was the court trial? What can you tell about evidences? How was the inquiry? I want to say that charges were brought against Vidadi Isgandarov under the Articles 159.4.1 prevent voters to enjoy their elections rights and 160.2.1 interfering with election committee's work. We asked the court to give reasons. They said that those who interfere with activities of election committee have to be brought into liability. The strange thing is that committee members admitted that they prepared bulletins beforehand and put ticks on them, and Vidadi Isgandarov interfered with their illegal activities, and this should not be considered crime. He was even charged with taking election box away and claimed that there were jewelry inside the box. It is really a very ridiculous thing. Can you please provide more information about it? Very strange. How come is there jewelry inside the box? Where someone threw them into the box? It's really very ridiculous that as if election committee member put jewelry inside the box. It's clear that this is a false act. You know, a candidate has rights of inviolability. No any candidate must be charged with any crime and arrested until the end of his candidacy. Of course, there are several exceptions. However, committee members broke the law, and human rights defender Vidadi Isgandarov was detained at the day of elections and kept in prison for an hour and a half, and then he was released. And what do you think? What is your opinion about the court's perspective? I think that the court could make several decisions. For example, firstly, the voters claimed that no any violations were met by Vidadi Isgandarov. They saw him only at the day of the court trial. In this case, the court should have made decision and annul the charges brought against him. However, it didn't do that. As you know, he was also charged with beating one of the observers during the elections under the Article 132. The observer was mentally ill. He shouldn't be allowed to be an observer. His doctor came and confirmed that he was really mentally ill. Besides, we revealed that all of the observers were New Azerbaijan Party members. However, 2 of the observers should be represented in constituency, 2 of them should be neutral. On the other hand, mentally ill observers are allowed to observe elections. Human rights defender Vidadi Isgandarov informed us that he referred to a number of facts regarding several crimes, such as misappropriating the budget by executives of the region, and those facts are very important for the inquiry. Did the court take those facts into consideration? Regarding this issue, the court don't take anything into consideration. They don't care about those facts. Again, I want to mention that Vidadi Isgandarov revealed facts of forgery in elections, therefore he was arrested. However, he was charged with interfering with activities of committee members. But we have evidence in our hand. On 2 May 2011, Vidadi Isgandarov was charged with breaking the law under the Articles 2.6.6, 2.6.8, 2.6.11, 2.6.14, 2.6.16. Was charged with insulting someone during his speech. Who has he insulted? The name of the person is not mentioned here. However, he hasn't insulted someone, but he criticized forgery during his speech. Thank you for the interview. My guest today was Khalid Bagirov, the lawyer of human rights defender and member of public chamber Vidadi Isgandarov.